Hi, and welcome to the Executive Overview tutorial. So hopefully you've already had a chance to kind of set up your stores, locations, employees, gotten them assigned to a couple different positions or locations, and kind of just gone through your implementation and gotten all of that out of the way. This is kind of the last tutorial that's going to focus just on the executive user. After this, it's mostly about scheduling manager type duties and how the employees actually will work through the eSchedule. So we really just want to focus on some of the more interesting things that only executive user types have access to, and just show you the full extent of their control. So let's just get switched over to the interface. So we can start by seeing that we're logged in as an executive here, and executives have this home tab that gives them all access to kind of all the approvals in every store inside their implementation. So right now it looks like the only approvals are really taking place at location number 9. There's a couple trade requests that you could approve. These requests also go to the managers at that store, but since we're an executive level user, we have access to all of our stores. Same goes for these pending location assignments. This one's from store number 4, store number 2, so it would go there, as well as to us. So that kind of just helps us maintain control over everything. If we go over to our locations, we can see that we have access to every single location inside our implementation. So we've got 9 set up right now. Again, we can add new ones. We've kind of gone through that before. If we go over to our schedules, and the interesting thing here is that we don't just have access to one schedule, we have access to every single one, every location in our store or in our implementation, and all the schedules that each store has. So if we just had to click any of them, we can see store number 9 has 2 schedules that we would have access to. Same goes for all of them. Again, we can add a new schedule if we need. So that's how we kind of have more power there over some of the other user types that are specifically just assigned to 1 or 2 schedules. If we go to employees, this is again, this just is showing us store number 5, so we can filter by a couple things here. We can look and choose location to look at, so store number 1, and then also could filter by position if we needed. So we could show all the associate users at store number 1. So it gets pretty cool that you can kind of break it down that far and figure out who's what position. Again, you can choose anything, and you can just reset it back to show all your positions and go to store number 9. And then the other thing we also have here is the search by name, and so that allows us to just type in any name and we'll be able to actually find them within any of the stores. So we could just search up Larry, his name comes up, and then clicking his name would just directly take us to his profile. And so on each employee's profile, excuse me, there's a couple powerful different things. If we click the assignments drop down, that's just going to show us where they're assigned to, what locations, gives us the ability to add them to any location in the implementation since we have access to all of them, give them any of the positions, and we could assign them there. We can look at their availability, change that if we need. And then this schedule tab gives us a chance to see all their shifts all the way in the past and in the future, and we can see kind of when they're working, the status of each of the shifts, if it's approved and warning, pending, and where each one is at. And then lastly in the profile we can also just see their absences, kind of in the past or future when they've actually taken that time off. So that gives us a lot of power within each employee's profile to have access to kind of everything. If we go over the absences tab at the top here, just quickly go through that, then we again can see all the store's absence requests, and if we wish we can approve or deny them, or just leave that for the store manager at each location. So location number 2 doesn't look like it has any. And then lastly we'll just go to reports and look at this usage statistics report, which just kind of gives us an overview of who's logging in, the total number of logins they've had, the total approved vacation days, and how many shifts they've had. So it's an interesting report for district managers and executives, just to kind of see who's actually using eSchedule and is taking full advantage of it. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching.